Hey guys, hey, this is for year one, or year two. This is for both of you guys, year one and year two. Um, we're talking about bend and pipe. I know we went to raceways and we were on raceways, but I want to backtrack a little bit without the book, and I want to talk about pipe bending for a second. So, uh, I want to talk about EMT. I want to talk about bending, just maybe for 10 minutes. A few questions I'm going to ask you, and you can just give me the answer. But it's not going to be a multiple choice. You kind of want to maybe get a pen and a paper for this one and just kind of quick pay attention and write down what I say, and then it'll be an easier answer. Okay, so we we do everything in class. We do box offsets. We do regular standard offsets. We do 3-point saddles. We do 4-point saddles. We do a rolling offset with a kick. We do I'm sorry, not a rolling offset. We do a 90 with a kick, and we do a rolling offset. Um, uh, we fix dog legs. Um, so out of all those things, when we're doing a box offset, I always show you guys, okay, they got the 2-finger rule. You put your first 10-degree bend, your first little bend there, and you put your finger in it, and you move your pipe back. So we got it down to a measurement of maybe 2¼ inches, right? So 2¼ 2½ inches in between marks, and then you make your bend. Unless every single person bends it right to the exact same point, it's not going to be exactly the same. It'll be close. So 10 degrees for a box offset, 2½ inches apart, 2¼ to 2½ inches apart. 2½ inches apart is pretty good. 10 degrees is what we've been doing it in class, right? We figured out that whole 10 degrees thing. I think it says it might even say in the book 2¾ or 2 and 13, 2 and 5/8 or whatever it is, but we get it pretty close. So going to a regular offset, a standard offset, we got multipliers, right? So if we're going to go with 30-degree bends, our multiplier is 2, right? So if we're going to bend a pipe 30 degree and go up, and then 30 degree and go straight, our multiplier is 2. 2 times what? 2 times that height. So if that height is 4 inches high, the offset, we multiply 4 times 2 is 8. That's the distance between the two bends that we're going to make. This first bend and the second bend. Okay, that means there's 8 inches between the marks because the multiplier was 2 on 30 degrees. And all you guys need to remember in the field is what the multiplier is for the degree. Okay, if you're going 22 degrees, it's 2.6 times the height. If it's 30 degrees, it's 2 times the height. If it's 45 degrees, it's 1.4 times the height. It's more based on um, less of a multiplier the steeper you're going because your climb is quicker, right? Okay, so 3-point saddles. What about 3-point saddle? So a 3-point saddle, you have 3 bends in a 3-point, right? So we want to go 2½ inches. So what's our multiplier there? We have a multiplier and a 3-point. So we put 3 marks on the pipe. You know your center mark, you're going to bend at 45 degrees on the star, right? So we know we're going to bend that at 45 degrees. And we know we're going to bend our 2 outer marks at 22 degrees on the arrow, okay? The book shows you how to do it one way, and we do it a different way. So and in the field, you might get a foreman or a contractor or a journeyman that teaches you a different way. So you'll figure out what you like and how you want to do it. But uh, so what is our? So we need to know how far from that center mark to the outside marks. If our center's right here and our outside marks are here, what determines how far we have to go to the outside mark? Because the center's your 45, and then you're going to come out with a 22, and on the other side with a 22, right, to make it flat again. So how far between them marks? Well, the multiplier is 2.5 inches for every inch high. So for every inch high we go, it goes 2.5 inches each side of the center mark. We're going 2 inches high, it's 5 inches each side. 3 inches high, it's 7.5 inches each side. Okay, and so on. There's multiple ways to do the you know, 90s with the kick. Depending on how you want to do it, you can eyeball it, bend it back, get your measurement out there. You can actually put it up against a wall and get an angle, and you can do it that way, and that'll come out right. So I'm not going to talk to you too much about that. You just got to remember to keep your 90 straight and that type of thing. What do we do on a rolling offset? Rolling offset was a little bit, you guys were getting it. It was kind of cool, right? So what is a rolling offset? First of all, well, it's where we want to go up, first of all, to a certain point, but as we go up on the wall to where we're going to go in, we also want to go in 4 inches or 5 inches, or maybe it's not only up this way, but it's also out this way. So we don't want to offset up and then offset out, because now you've got 4 bends right there just going in. It not only looks shitty, it takes up your degree in your pipe of what you're allowed. So the best way to do that is to do a rolling offset, right? What is a rolling offset? It's just going to go straight. It's one offset, but it actually is higher than what it would normally be. And when you roll it out, it comes down into that hole of where it's got to be out here. So how did we do that rolling offset? You remember? We found a 90 degree angle somewhere on a wall, figured out how high it had to be from bottom to bottom or top to bottom, whatever you're measuring, or center to center. Figured out how high you had to be up, right? So you got to kind of do a level line across and go up and get that mark. And then you go from your right angle, right? And you measure over, and you put your mark, how high it was, and then you do your distance out to how far you got to go, and you go up and you put that mark here, and then you measure between the 2 marks. And when you measure between the 2 marks, that's going to be the height of your offset. So, couple quick questions. Write this down in the box below. What is your degree of bend for a box offset? What degree do we use for a box offset? Let's do a small offset. The second question, what is the multiplier for a 30 degree bend, and what is the multiplier for 45 degree bend for your height? That multiplier, 30 degree and 45 degree. And third question and final question, what is your multiplier for your 3-point saddle? What do we do to determine the distance? What is that multiplier for the distance from that center mark to those 2 outside marks? Right? Okay, guys. I'm going to try to call you guys today. Later, I'm going to start trying to get in touch with everybody. This is call day, so we will chat soon.